So I was listening to a professor talk about like why MAGA votes the way they do. And this led me to ponder about this question. If I were running for president today, what are some policies or ideas or concepts that I would put forth that would try to bridge the gap between the Democrats and the Republicans, the conservatives, the progressives? But ultimately, a lot of these issues boil down to urban versus rural. People who live in urban areas like to be around others. They like to be closer to things like music, art, entertainment, concert. They like to be able to walk places or drive short distances to the places that need to go. They like being around the city because that's where mostly a lot of the high paying jobs are. They live in neighborhoods with other people from different parts of the country, different parts of the world, people that don't look like them. And then you have rural people who like to be solitary. They live on their own. They live out in places where a lot of Americans don't live, and it's usually not wealthy. They live in a trailer. They live in a house that was passed down to them. They have acres of land because they're farmers, or they just like to have that much space between them and society. And these two ideas, these two ways of life, clash when it comes to solving the problems that each have. In rural areas, if you're living out by yourself, you're probably not surrounded by too many people of color. Like, it's just not what's going on. You're probably not going to school. You're probably not working in an office. So like all of the things that minorities in this country experience through the hiring process, through prejudice, racism, whatever you call it, people in rural areas generally don't experience these things. But they're all like poor together. And I'm not saying all rural people are poor, but the vast majority of them are, or working class. But in the cities where you're around a lot more people of color, minorities, religions, and stuff like that, it's just not the same. Pew-pew violence is another issue. Like, rural areas have pew-pew violence, but it's different than the urban pew-pew violence. It's mostly like their neighbors, unaliving each other over stupid disputes, and then they get charged and put in their local county jail. They're not dealing with school pew-pews or children with pew-pews or whatever. Because there's not a lot of people they interact with, so they don't have a lot of reasons for violence to keep coming up. So there are a lot of things when it comes to policy. It's just not a one-size-fits-all type thing. And both people need to understand this. People on the left and the people on the right need to understand this, that there are different needs